compromise. Congress couldn't agree on how states should be represented. Bicameral legislature, two horses, with vote per state based on the population. The Virginia plan was unicameral legislature, one house, two house, one house with equal vote for each state. The New Jersey plan. The Virginia and plan appeared to large states that would have many representatives. Smaller states like New Jersey wanted state size not to matter in terms of how much representation you got. Bicameral consists of two chambers as a legislative body. Unicameral consists of a single chamber as a legislative body. Roger Sherman of Connecticut proposed the Connecticut Compromise, the Great Compromise, which created the bicameral federal legislature we know today, Senate with two votes per state, and the House of Representatives with representation proportional to each state's population. Virginia plan, bicameral, two houses with vote per state based on population. New Jersey plan, unicameral, one house with equal vote per state. Connecticut Compromise, Senate, two votes per state, plus House of Representatives, representation based on state population. Recognizing of slaves or not. Southern states, which had a large slave population, preferred a system in which slaves counted for representation by size of population, but not taxation. Northern states, which had few slaves, argued that if slaves were considered property, they should count for taxation, but not representation. The delegates agreed that 3/5 of the slave population would count for both things. A clause called the 3/5 compromise. Hey, what about us? Allowing slaves in a nation founded on the principles of liberty and equality didn't make sense to some delegates. Many northern states had already banned slavery and wanted to extend that to all the states. Southern states whose wealth depended on slaves disagreed. Georgia and South Carolina threatened to leave the Union if their right to own slaves was taken away. The delegate settled on the slave trade compromise. Importing slaves could not be restricted or abolished until 1808. The Constitution. On September 17, 1787, 39 of the 42 delegates who assembled in Philadelphia signed the Constitution. However, it still needed to be ratified so it could take effect. Those who refused to sign, including George Mason of Virginia, felt that a Bill of Rights, a formal summary of citizens' freedoms, was necessary. The Constitution. The new government, still operative today, is based on principle of federalism, balancing power between the national government and the state government in a division of power, and balancing strong central authority with popular sovereignty. In three branches of federal government, the legislative branch, the Senate and House of Representatives, where laws are made. The executive branch, the president and his office, where laws are applied. The judicial branch, the court, where the laws are interpreted. A system of separation of powers and checks and balances keep any one branch from getting too powerful. The Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and no state can create a law that goes against it. The Constitution can be amended so that it stays flexible and is a living document. Federalism, system of government in which power is shared by the national government and the state. Popular sovereignty, authority of the people. Just as the Declaration of Independence was inspired by John Locke, the Constitution was influenced and based on Enlightenment philosophy, the Magna Carta, the English Bill of Rights, the Thomas Jefferson's Virginia Statute for religious freedom. Federalist and anti-federalist. Those who were in favor of ratifying the Constitution called themselves Federalists. The Federalists promoted their views in a series of essays called the Federalist Papers, written by Alexander Hamilton, James Madison, and John Jay, but published under the pseudonym of Publius instead of the real name, pseudonym of Publius. The Federalist Papers argue that the Constitution would protect people from tyranny. The anti-federalists felt that the Constitution gave too much power to the federal government. In 1788, the anti-federalists published a pamphlet called Observation on the New Constitution. It was written by a woman, Miss Otis Warren, the sister of James Otis, the Boston lawyer who argued for no taxation without representation. Warren became a well-respected historian, playwright, and poet. Ratification of the Constitution. The Constitution required only 9 states to ratify it for it to go into effect. Delaware was the first state to ratify in December 1787, and when New Hampshire became the 9th in June 1788, the new government had been approved. Virginia and New York, two of the largest and most influential states, had not yet agreed to it. James Madison argued that the Constitution had to be approved as written. No change could be permitted because it would mean which state was signing a different document. Virginia ratified it, and New York soon followed. 2 years later, in May 1780, Rhode Island became the last state to ratify. The Bill of Rights, the first 10th amendment to the Constitution, was ratified in December of 1791. First, Delaware.